Okay, YouTube, I know I've brought you a lot of deck profiles today, just because I'm going back to my job on Monday, which is I work offshore, like I said in the last couple vids. And I'll be gone for 2 weeks and I won't be able to upload out there, so I wanted to get as many deck profiles as I could in, because I completed like 4 different decks today, thanks to my locals and good friends. My locals is Heroes Collectibles. Well, no, it's called Heroes Card Shopper or Collect. I don't know, but Heroes Collectibles or whatever. Really good shop, really friendly environment. Really nice people. Today we had 30 plus people in the Vanguard tournament. I got top 4 with this deck, and we decided to split. And we each ended up getting 28 credit for 4-way split. So that's really nice. And that's like every week we have that many people with Vanguard. It's one of the biggest Vanguard shops in Texas. If you're ever in Houston, you need to stop by. He has a great selection of singles, has every single set available, a lot of good selection of product. They also do Yu-Gi-Oh! And Magic, Kaijudo, Pokemon, some. They don't do that much Pokemon. And they've actually recently gotten into they have product for Live Schwartz and the My Little Pony card game, just because people actually play that. I personally don't, but hey, I guess. Like, yeah, it's a great shop. If you ever buy, you need to stop by. So, Wingo Brave's my starter. This is the deck I played today in tourney. Literally thanks to my friend for having 2 Betavirs, and thanks for Heroes Collectibles having the last one I needed for a very good price. So Wingo Brave's my starter. It's Wingo Brave. Yeah, it's an MLB deck, guys. I rebuilt my original Royal Paladin deck, so why not? 3 Majesty Lord Blaster. Deck's a lot of. This card is ridiculous. It hits Break Ride without actually needing a Break Ride or Limit Break, because one actually is terrible. That's like one of the worst Break Rides ever invented. MLB, if you don't know his effect, since he is a very old card, not very old, older card that a lot of people, newer players don't know about. This used to be like the tier 0 or tier 1 deck in the game back in the day. This and Draconic Overlord, the end, when it first came out. So, this card is 10k base, grade 3, called Majesty Lord Blaster. If you have a Blaster Blade and Blaster Dark in your soul, so because essentially this is Twilight, as a lot of people call it. He gains permanent plus 2,000 permanent crit, so he always has an extra crit and always has 2k even during your opponent's turn. Obviously the crit doesn't matter during your opponent's turn, but meh. So he's the main ability that is really good. People are like, well, how do you get him Blaster Blade and Blaster Dark unless you ride him? Because his ability is, when this card attacks, you can soul charge Blaster Blade and Blaster Dark from your rearguard circle and put them into your soul. So you choose the Blaster Blade and Blaster Dark from your soul, from your rearguard, put them into your soul, and this card gets plus 10,000 till the end of the turn. So he hits for 22 when you do that effect. You can do it more than once. I can do it almost 3 to 4. I can do it almost 3 times every game, if not 4 times, but it's very rare. You'll typically only do that effect once, or twice at the most, just because the 10,000 is really nice. And yeah, you pretty much break ride without needing to be a limit breaker break ride. And he's 12k, plus 1 crit's pretty good. For my other grade 3s, I'm playing 3 Palamides. I was playing 4 Palamides, 3 MLB, and 1 Alfred, King of Knights Alfred. Don't get me wrong, I like Alfred, but the fact that he's a terrible rearguard, he's a terrible vanguard, and you only really want to call him in rearguard in this deck, because in this deck, he's a really great vanguard, but his counterblast is way too heavy. Counterblast 3, there's a lot of other things you need, and we don't have a damage on Flipper for Royals yet, unfortunately. Come on, Bushy Road, make a damage on Flipper for Royals. Royals are so counterblast heavy, it doesn't matter what version you play, you're always going to run out of counterblast when you don't want to. So Palamede's effect is, what you should know, is if you have another grade 3 on the field besides himself, well, him plus any other grade 3, if you have, you can have 2 Palamedes, it gets plus 3,000, it's a 13k hitter. For my last grade 3, I'm playing a Gancelot. You can replace this for an Alfred if you want it. I almost always ride my MLB, so Alfred was just there as a backup Vanguard, and Gancelot makes up for consistency where Alfred lacks, because she's got an ability, or he's got a whatever, it's got an ability to where during your main phase you can return this to your deck and add a Blaster Blade from your deck to your hand. So it's really nice. The other ability doesn't matter. That's really all you're going to use it for. If you're riding that card, you're probably playing the deck wrong. 4 Blaster Blade. Best card in the deck besides MLB. Your main ride target besides Blaster Dark. And this is what you're mainly going to use your Counterblast for. 3 Blaster Dark, the card you pretty much want to ride, because if you ride him turn 2 and your opponent critted you, it's a free retire, because other than that he's a 9k vanilla waiting to be put in soul with MLB. That's why I only play 3 of him. Then I play 2 Star Calls. I still think this card's good back even when I played the deck, and still think it's good to this day. A lot of people debate me on playing this. I think this card is a must-have, at least at 2. You can't play 1, you can play more than 2, but I just couldn't find room. Its ability is when it's called to Vanguard or Rearguard, Counterblast 1, not 1, I wish it was 1, Counterblast 2, and call a Blaster Blade or Blaster Dark. Call a Blaster card, grade 2 or less from your deck. That's, yeah. 3, Bedivere, it's your 12k hitter. I don't like playing the 10ks, because I don't want to focus on defense. Yeah, 10k is nice during my opponent's turn, but the fact that I can have a 12k during my turn, and I'm pushing for massive numbers every turn, I'm either going to be forcing a ton of guard out of your hand, or you're going to be taking a lot of damage. For grade 1s, I'm playing 4 Perfect Guard. I will always play Perfect Guards. Always. Oh, sorry for the glare, guys. So, I played 2 of the new artwork just because I love her artwork. If you haven't seen it, it's really nice. There you go. And then I played 2 of the old one just for variety. And then I play 3K. It's all good because it's K. It's your 10k attacker, 7k grade 1 if you have a Blaster Vanguard. I don't like 4. It just seems a bit inconsistent. You can cut one of these for a 4k just if you want, but 3 Toy Poogle's really good in this build. Toy Poogle's effect is if you have 2 or more grade 3s on the field, kind of like Palamedes, well, exactly like Palamedes, it gains plus 4k, so it becomes a 10k booster, which is really nice. For the last part of grade 1s, I play the 4 AKs. Like I said, I want to be pushing for massive numbers, so yeah, AKs are a must. For triggers, in my opinion, you cannot play a different trigger lineup in this deck if you want to be playing offensively, and that's all this deck does. So I play 3 Future Knight Lou, then I play 3 Epona, just for variety. Not 6, by the way, guys. Play 3 Alabaster Owl, then I play 3 Jewel Knight. So I'm playing 12 crit, guys. My drive checks are almost always going to be a crit. Every time I trigger check, I'd say about 90% of the time I'm going to hit a crit. Because the only other thing is I play 4 heals. 2 of each artwork, just because I'm OCD and have to play all the different artworks for triggers. So 12 crit, 4 heal, guys. It's a really good deck. Very, very powerful. To recap my matchups, round 1, who did I play round 1? Round 1, what did I play against? Oh, right. Okay, round one, I played against Narukami Eradicators. Yeah, that game was really fast. I literally won that game by turn two. It was kind of an unfair game. So I grade one rushed him. I rode my a.k.a. vanilla, and then I called two Ks and just grade one rushed. And then turn two, I rode my Blaster Dark, retired his rear guard booster, and then I called two Betavirs and moved my Ks back to boost. And grade two rush and critted him, and yeah, he lost. I felt really bad for him, so I played him again, and I still beat him. But yeah, that was my game one. Game two, God, my foot's asleep. Game two, round two, I played this newer chick that had just gotten into the game. I don't know, last year or so. Sometime. She's pretty good. She's getting better. She's still a newer player. She's playing Grand Blue. Yeah, that was a weird game. We were both stuck at grade 0 for 4 turns. Honestly, the game could have gone either way. The only reason I won was because I drew into my grade 1 before she did. That's really all that came down to. For my round 3, I played my good friend Alexis. That was a very, very good match. It ended up taking almost 20 minutes to play. We had a lot of fun. She's a very good player. She tops almost every weekend, if not winning the thing several times. Honestly, the game could have gone either way. The only reason she won is because she hit a heal exactly when she needed to, and like I said, she's a good player, so she was forcing me to guard cards that I didn't want to let go. People don't seem to realize when they're getting into Vanguard, it's not all about swinging at your opponent's Vanguard. You want to attack the rear guard every so often, and thin their field down, so yeah. Don't always just punch at your opponent's Vanguard, guys. Doesn't always win you the game. So, other than that, well, right, after that, it was round 4. I played, who did I play? Round 4. Round 4, I played my friend Sebastian. He was playing his favorite clan, Bermudas. He always plays that clan. I hate that clan, by the way, guys. If you ever see me in real life, don't play Bermudas against me. I can't stand that clan. Yeah, that game was weird. Okay, so he was at 5 damage to my 4. And I swing, hit a crit, and no, I swing, he goes 1 pass, and I don't get the 1 pass. So I go swing my rear guard, and he's like, and he has no more cards in hand to guard. He had a couple grade 3s, and he's like, I guess GG, and he damage checks a freaking heal at 5 damage, which was really annoying. So I can't attack with my other rear guard because it's not strong enough. So I pass turn, he draws Break Rides, which really hurts. Does Labrador's effects. He's playing the Break Ride Labrador build. And he ends up critting me with his Vanguard. So I take the 5th damage and I take the 6th damage. And believe it or not, guys, I got the 6 damage heal just like he did. So next turn I just swung and there's really nothing he could have done. To top it off, I double critted him, which was really derpy. So other than that, right, last round before we split, I played this really, really, really big douchebag that I wanted to punch so hard. Okay, guys, you gotta realize, it's just a freaking card game. I need to wrap this up. Most of y'all have probably already stopped watching the video, but if you're still watching, it's just a card game. Chill the fuck out. People take card games way too seriously. So, he was playing Liberators, and he was grade stuck at grade 2 for like 5 turns. He literally hadn't said a word all game. I was trying to conversate with him. I'm a very friendly person. I'll talk to almost anybody. No, I'll talk to anybody unless you're just being a dick, and then I'm gonna ignore you. But so I'm trying to get this guy involved, and he's just glaring at me the whole game, like really seriously. I had never seen him there before. I'm told he's been coming a lot recently, and he's been getting a bad rep. People are pissed off with him. Little annoying high school Asian kid, really kind of, yeah. I don't mean to sound racist, but the guy's kind of an asshole. I have a lot of good friends that are Asian, but a few of them are kind of uptight. Well, let's be honest, a lot of them are uptight. And so he's at 5 damage, and I'm talking and having fun with my friends around me, just like I always do. And so I drive check. I swing my Vanguard and drive check, a crit, and I think a grade 3. And I'm deciding where to put it, and I'm doing the math because he guarded a no pass, and he's I'm trying to do the math, and because when I drive check, guys, I drive check and put it on my middle of my playmat, right? Here we go. Put it on the middle of my playmat, and he's like, he thought that meant I put it on my Vanguard. Let's be honest, guys, who really drive checks and then puts it on the top in front of their deck? Almost nobody. So he's like, no, you already put the trigger there. I'm like, dude, I was trying to do the math to figure out how much I needed to pass to where I wanted to put it. And he's like, what? You can't do basic math, you motherfucker? Such an idiot. And I'm like, oh my god, it's one of those people, you know? So like, I'm like, dude, come on, chill out. It's just a card game. He's like, no, you already put it there. I'm like, dude, it's a judge. And he tries to call a judge over, and I'm like, screw it. I don't have time to deal with this crap. Fine, whatever. Vanguard. Swings my rear guard. He takes the damage. Puts him at 5. Passes turn. He swings. I'm like, screw it. No guard. Drive checks. He twin drives 2 grade 3s. I'm like, lol. Serves you right. So I draw, and just to piss him off even more, I throw down 3 toy Poogles. I have an MLB with Blaster Blade and Blaster Dark and Soul, and I throw down 2 Palamides, and I go swing, and I hit double crit, and he's just like, fuck this game, and he gets up and storms off. I can't stand people like that, guys. But yeah, that was my weekend. It was a lot of fun. If you've seen this deck profile, go check out my other vids. I'm going to be uploading a lot of deck profiles today. Peace.